Okay. So this is a very, very remarkable game by black, and I want to just preface it with a few things. I did a recording of this; it didn't take, but I've got everything down. I just want to illustrate a couple of lines in the Ruy Lopez. This is the main line. Now they don't play the main line; they get there by a different means. But we're going to look at the main line first, and you'll see the reason why. Now, one of the main lines is here, and now white plays h3. No, I'm sorry. White plays c3, and then black castles, and the main line is to play h3. Now, normally I frown on these kind of moves because they don't really help, but here it's necessary, because if white does what he wants to do, which is play d4, this pin is very annoying for black. There's too much pressure on d4. Okay, and black does very well out of this position. So what white does is white does play this, and then the main line continues, and we have a fight. Okay, I'm not going to evaluate this, but we just want to see some variations. But one thing black can do is castle early. And if black wants to play here, that's fine. We're back in the same we just saw. But black has this gambit called the Marshall attack. And I have an introduction of this. Should be on my playlist of how to play the openings, where I introduce it. And the idea is that black sacrifices a pawn for an attack. Now, when Marshall invented this, the original move he played was this. And they later rehabilitated it and determined this was better. But just to give you an idea, black gets, for a pawn, black gets a lot of pressure. Now he's attacking here. Now his idea is he would like to do this, and mate. Okay? So white plays this. Now this comes. And, this is only one of many lines. I can't do the whole thing. But here, black certainly has a whole lot of play. White's back rank is weak. Not bad for a pawn invested. So let's back this up. So the story was, I've been familiar with this opening for years. The story was that there's a lady that plays a lot of blitz chess on ICC or on chess.com. She's pretty good. And I was watching her games about 4 or 5 years ago, and I saw that people were playing this Marshall attack against her, and she was getting killed. And I sent her a message, and I said, I think her name is, now I'm thinking her name, it might be Nicole, I don't remember. I said, this is what they call the anti-Marshall. And the whole idea is that we're going to try to take black out of the main things he does. And I said, study this line. Now you got to put in the work. Okay, if you don't put in the work, and my friend whose peak was 2480 and would have been a grandmaster had he not gotten married, had to support his wife. He was guest speaker briefly last night. He phoned me up and I put him on, and I said, how do you get better at chess? He says, you got to put in the work. And, I knew him 40 years ago, and he was putting in the work like crazy, and it sure showed. He just shot right up very quickly. And so I told Nicole to study this line and put in the work. And about a month later, I got a message from her at chess.com, and she thanked me so much for saving her, and nobody did something. And then about 5 years ago in my video lessons group, they have a thread in the forums, post your best game, I'll do a video of it. And this is a promotion I ran way back then, and one of the first games, if it's not the first, it's the second, a Canadian fellow, somebody played the anti-Marshall against him, and he found a way to get it in. Even though it was, he played the Marshall against the anti-Marshall. It was just a remarkable game. So let's come back to this. So we've almost transposed into the anti-Marshall. I guess as a matter of fact, we have. white to play. So, d4 is very playable, but white played this, and this move doesn't make any sense in this line because the bishop is not here to pin. So a good move for white would probably be d4 right here. Although we have to be careful. Let's see. You'll see what I'm doing. Chase the queen, and we don't trap the bishop because it has a flight square. So maybe we don't want to play d4 here. Let's see. Well, probably best to do this and just liquidate a piece. And now let's see. We still can't do this. This would be a safe move. But anyway, h3 doesn't help white. Like I was saying. Okay, would you play this move with white? No. 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 Okay, so my question is, if you wouldn't play any of those, why would you play this? And another thing to add, some people like to do this because they're not going to get back rank checkmated unless a bishop controls or queen controls that square, right? But let me ask you this. How many moves before black can even threaten a back rank checkmate? So let's play something else. And now black just plays this remarkable game here. He plays the marshal anyway. How much of this is theory? I don't know. But now black is able to go here, and this creates threats down here. White needs to weaken his king side. And at this point, white decides, I'm just going to give up the exchange. And, black definitely has a lot of play here, like a rook back, queen out here. And, knight takes as a threat. Both these bishops are pointed at the king. I mean, this looks gruesome. So it's an absolutely remarkable game by black. White is just at a loss. And here comes the attack. Now he sacks. He pretty much has to take. That rook comes into play just like it was in those other martial positions. And this is suicide. Clearly if the rook takes, we pick up the rook with check. But he's just going to take with the king, and white's down a rook.
Check.
But he got the queens off. But the problems are still here. F3 is under duress. So he steals the pawn, and now the threat is to come over here and win the rook. You see, it uncovers a check. So I got to back up the king.
Check.
Now, my first inclination was to come here, but this is, if black wants doubled rooks, this is perfect, because white can't come up here. He has to go over there. Now we could check him again. But he didn't. And I was looking at it earlier, and I didn't really find a mate. But maybe one is there that I missed. I missed things. Okay, now jettisons a pawn. Now this next move is peculiar. I guess maybe it isn't so peculiar. He can take the rook. He'll go up 2 exchanges. But here he took the knight because he's going to get the bishop. So instead of being up 2 exchanges, he was on a piece. Well, I grabbed a pawn while I was at it. And white is lost. And white decided to keep playing.
Check.
And
check. Check.
Awful close to getting a checkmate here. This king, let's see, I don't know. King up. But then we have to watch out for stalemates. Anyway, it's so winning, it's not funny.
Check.
Let's go win the rook.
Check.
Now it's just a matter of mating with the rook and the bishop. I mean, with the rook, king and the rook. Now here, I like this check.
Check.
Because if he comes over here, we just back the rook up and it's checkmate next move. And if we drove him back, we've already limited him to 3 ranks. So he followed a trend that eventually we're going to force him back.
Check.
And it's just basically black strategies keep repeating this process. Occasionally black has to lose a tempo to do it. Let's illustrate that.
Check.
Okay, so we're having fun here. Now here's where black loses a tempo, because the moment black steps this way, he gets pushed back. And he decided, oh, I'll just push me back
Check.
now. And now we lose the tempo one more time. And white's just going to run to the corner and have to step into the mate. I'm sure you all know this, but maybe I got somebody looking that doesn't. And it's all over.
Checkmate.
So, utterly remarkable game by black. I mean, wow. What can I say? It's just terrific. But this is why chess is fun. I got a lot of people in here all of a sudden. Hey, thanks all of you for being here. My dad was here earlier, but he stepped out. Probably bored him to death. But, you know, what I'm doing here is these are games from ICC's Team 45 League. And, you know, if you want to get better chess, you got to play slow. Now, look at White's time. He started with 45 minutes. He's gained 34 minutes. Okay? If you don't play slow, you won't play your best. And, you know, we're wanting everyone to play better chess. We're wanting everyone to enjoy chess more. To me, you know, nothing is more exciting than a 3 to 5 hour chess game. You know, you go to an action movie, one of these blockbusters, you sit down, the movie starts, and immediately you're on the edge of your chair, and you stay there for the next 2 hours, and you walk out of the theater, wow, okay? Well, a good chess game sometimes you don't see the first action for an hour and a half. But the next 3.5 hours, wow. You know, you're going to have a passion for this game. My biggest concern is right now is I'm wearing out my vocal cords. I got to make sure I don't suffer any long-term damage. So I'm making some decisions. I came with good intentions and had to do a lot of work. I put a lot of hours in. I'm going to have to slow down, I'm afraid. But I promise you, I'm going to make these you know, you're going to learn a lot if you're watching me. My YouTube channel, let me post it again. I already have a whole lot of videos up on Team 45 League dating back to 2012. Now, the first ones, I had some microphone problems, so the audio is not that good. But, you know, you're going to learn a lot. Here's my links. Someone says, is this the Bill RS? I'm the same guy. Yeah, that's me. Okay. But there's my video lessons group at ICC. I mean, at chess.com. You need to belong. Second largest club on the site. Best coaching group, period, in my humble opinion. I have a lot of fun running that. My YouTube channel's there, and then my website. There will always be. I'm the top selling coach at chess.com. I have been for the last 5.5 years. I've been working full time at chess for longer than that. Okay, this is my job. I gave up teaching school to do this. But I'll always provide free contact, and for those that want the deeper study into your play, I can deliver that. That's your choice. But no one is ever under any obligation to send me a penny. Okay. So I do this for the love of the game, for my passion for the game. But this was one of the most fun games I've seen in a long time. And your handle fits. Benny wins. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording. I'll keep, unless I already did. Where'd it go? Yeah.